kind of looks like a Halloween vintage scary movie, and she's got her little candle going up the stairs, awaiting to see what ghost finds her next. She looks all surprised. Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video for you today. And in this video, I'm excited to be hosting my very first open collaboration. Now, when I was thinking up ideas for this collaboration, I really wanted to do something that was a little bit out of the box and fun, something that's really never been done before here in our YouTube community. There's a lot of collabs and challenges, and they're all wonderful, but they end up kind of being similar. So I really wanted something that would make a splash. And thanks to Patrick over at Trusty Huckster Mercantile, the hashtag Halloween Ephemerable idea was born, and it is just so spectacular. Now, I'm so excited to see all of your videos. Thank you everyone that's participated in my first open collab. That just means the world. And what a better time of year to have your first collab than Halloween, right? I just find that this time of year really is the best for creativity and fun, and there's so many neat ideas that you can do with Halloween. So I'm really thrilled to be able to showcase my ephemerable in this video. Now, if you don't know what an ephemerable is basically a bowl filled with ephemera. I'm going to insert a picture up here of my ephemerable that I have on my table every day in my living room. And I've got my great-grandmother's bowl just filled with all kinds of fun ephemera from the 30s, 40s, and 50s that I've collected. And it's just a really great way to display some ephemera that otherwise would probably be packed away in a drawer or a binder. So I really love the ability to be able to display so many fun things in one little bowl, and it's a great conversation piece for anybody that comes into your home. So in this video, I'm going to showcase my ephemerable, and I can't wait to take you through it, show all the fun details, and I've really done some extra things that I think you guys are going to find really cool. So stick around and I'll show you my bowl. Let's go, folks. Okay, folks, it is officially Halloween time now that I have my Halloween ephemerable to celebrate the season. And of course, a big happy Halloween to all of you folks tuning in from the Vintage and Vinyl community. I hope you have the most spectacular October. Now, this was just so much fun to put together. I really enjoyed shopping my ephemera stash at home and finding cool things I had forgotten I had squirreled away to create this bowl. Now, I really wanted this challenge to be a little bit more loosey-goosey because I know that vintage Halloween is becoming harder and harder to find, and if you do find it, it can cost a pretty penny. So basically, the only real challenge element to this was that the bowl itself had to be vintage, but you could be as creative as you wanted. So you could craft things, you could print things off the internet, you could use reproduction postcards. It really didn't matter, just as long as you had ephemera and you had a vintage bowl. So that was really the rules of the challenge. So I'm going to take you through my ephemera bowl, show you what I did, and I actually used 3 bowls. That's right, 3 vintage bowls to create this look. I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Okay, so yes, I actually had to use 3 vintage bowls to create my one Halloween ephemera bowl. Now, I started out with my great-grandmother's Fenton Jadeite Lotus bowl. I believe this came from my great-grandmother Esther, and it's probably from the 1930s or so. And I started out putting ephemera in it, and I quickly realized that it was not going to cut the mustard because there was no way that all of this ephemera was going to fit in that tiny little bowl. But I couldn't omit it because 1, it's the most fabulous color for Halloween, 2, it's jadeite, and 3, it's Fenton, so hello, it had to be included. So I thought, well, what if I put extra bowls around it to create more space to add ephemera, and another bowl under it to give it a little bit of height so you could still see the fun jadeite color. And I have to say it worked out pretty well. Now, you guys can decide in the comments whether or not I'm cheating a little bit. I think I deserve an extra A for my 2 other vintage bowls. I'm just teasing. It really is just a great way to display more ephemera, so I'm pretty proud of that idea. Now, what I did was I used the jadeite bowl from the 30s, and then I have my 2 other bowls, which were my grandmother's. She received them as wedding gifts in the 1950s. So we've got a beautiful brown walnut salad bowl, and then inside of it we have a stainless steel bowl from West Germany, which is just so cool. So that really worked out well to give that lotus bowl some height, and then I was able to tuck more ephemera around. Now what I've got going here is a wonderful little piece of ephemera that actually came from the walnut bowl, and I thought it was so perfect because of that orange and black color. So I put that on the outside here, and you can see what I mean by really being able to tuck more things in. It just allowed me to be a little bit more creative. And then to hold all of the main items in here, I've used a metal flower frog, one of those ones with the metal tines, to kind of hold all of the small things in. And then like my other ephemera bowl, I just kind of use gravity to hold some of the larger items in place. So I've got some books here that are a little heavier and some cardboard to give things structure, and then I can kind of tuck things behind them and they'll just sort of stay up on their own. So it works out really well, and you get this fun, nice fan effect. So the first thing in my bowl here is a little piece of a costume box. I want to say the costume box is from the 50s or 60s, and there's a little dancing clown or witch on it, and I've tucked that into the flower frog. And then I have these really awesome vintage cards. These are Rook cards, and actually you can see part of the Rook rules book that came with the cards with the little crow on it, and I've turned them around and used the orange and black colors to display the numbering 31 for Halloween, which I thought was so cool. And then I have an antique invitation, which is just so cool. This is a little Halloween invitation that says, "This is to invite you to a Halloween frolic at blank o'clock. The goblins will get you if you decide not to come," which I think is just so fun. You've got the pumpkins, the little black cats with the bow ties, the witch reading the book. Just a really, really great piece of ephemera. And then, of course, we've got a cat's paw box. This was some of the fun elements that weren't really ephemera that I added in. I want to say these cat paw boxes are from the 1940s. They've just got some really, really great graphics on it. So I've added this in. They're little heels for shoes, rubber heels. And this is the 7 size. I just think it's so neat. So I've kind of tucked that in here and balanced it on the edge of the bowl. And then one of the coolest things I found in my ephemera stash was this little book here. It's a little leather memorandum book from 1944. And it has a calendar in the back, and then you can kind of keep your day-to-day schedule in it. So it's a little daily reminder book. And I was reading the only page that was filled out, and I promise you guys, I'm pretty certain that this says coroner on it. So it's got this other random note on the other side that talks about going to some game or party at somebody's house. I think it's Darlene's house. And then it says coroner. So how perfect is that for Halloween? I'm pretty certain that's what that word says. And even if it doesn't, it's just cool because it's black, it's white. It really is a great little piece from the 40s. So I thought that would be fun to add. And then I've got more of this costume box. Now the costume box was pretty damaged when I got it. So I just sort of used some of the pieces from the box with really cool graphics and tucked it in around the ephemera bowl. One thing was great about the cardboard box is it added some structure, but it also had cool graphics, so it just fit in beautifully. So here you can see part of the cardboard box. It says flame retardant on it, and you've got the 2 cats, the little ballerina, just so fun, and it's from Collegeville Costumes, and it says Halloween costume on the bottom of the box there. And then I have a really, really cool die cut. Now this is a witch, and she is actually Beistel, but she's not really Beistel. She's H.E. Lurs, and if you know anything about H.E. Lurs, he was a big designer for Beistel in the 1940s. So if you find any die cuts, guys, with the H.E. Lure mark, you are getting an older die cut. So this is an original 1940s witch die cut that I have included. I've had her in my stash for a while. And then I also added added one of the 1940s H.E. Lure cats with the bowler hat, and I thought it would be fun to kind of balance out the yellow. So I've got the yellow in the witch, and then I have a little bit of yellow from the hat of the cat, which is just so great. Now, the big piece sticking out of the top is what I call my Halloween Lollipop, and this was the sweetest gift from Pam over at Pamela Blanchard. She was making these, and just as a little friend mail surprise and for help with all of the things I do on her sale, she sent me this fabulous piece that she made, and it is basically like a little lollipop with a reproduction graphic of one of those old 40s die cuts. And look at the cat with the little monocle and the bow tie and the hat, and then she's even put all this amazing detail. I don't even know how she did this because it's so impressive. She folded all of that paper by hand, put all of the tinsel on, and then added that glitter effect. I mean, the 3D workmanship on this is fabulous. Pam, I love it, and it is the centerpiece of my Halloween ephemera bowl. Now, the other thing I have here, which is kind of fun, is an orange and black catalog for Allied Radio, and this came from Patrick over at Trusty Huckster Mercantile, and I just love the colors on it. So it really worked well with this ephemera bowl, and it's got some fun little lightning bolt graphics. I don't know you'll be able to really see most of them since it's tucked down in there, but I thought that was fun for Halloween. And then in the back, check out this advertisement. This is the coolest little ad. It says, "Television finds drama in the dark with RCA studio camera." And look at that little guy in the hat. Isn't he sketchy looking? And then you've got her, and she's like, oh, so it kind of looks like a Halloween vintage scary movie, and she's got her little candle going up the stairs, awaiting to see what ghost finds her next. She looks all surprised, and he looks really up to something. So I thought, well, that is so fun, and it's black for Halloween, so I had to include that. That was another thing I found in my ephemera stash. One of the things that I love about old magazine ads is that you can find them for inexpensive online. I probably got a lot of 100 last year for about 10 bucks. 10 bucks, guys, for 100 advertisements from the 40s and 50s. And I just cut them all out. Well, some of them were already cut out. The others I cut out of the magazine, and I just kept the ones that I wanted for fun projects like this, and of course to go in my little ephemera stash because I love advertising and old graphics, and I found that, and I just thought that was perfect for this bowl. The other thing I have is this RCA Victor record review. Now, this is from April of 1948, and the black color matches perfectly in for Halloween, but what I thought was awesome about it is the guy kind of looks like a mad scientist, doesn't he? Cooking up his concoctions. Maybe he's Frankenstein, because, you know, Frankenstein wasn't actually the monster, it was the doctor that created the monster. So I thought that was so fun. So he's like our little Frankenstein guy in there with the RCA record review. Great little piece of ephemera there. And then this page is pretty awesome, and there's a little scare warning for all of you folks. That guy is creepy as all get out, but he is from an ad, or a catalog rather, that was a magic catalog. I'll put up a little picture of it here. I recently bought this catalog. I believe it's from the 40s or 50s. There's a one-digit zip code. So if you've been following me a while, you know I love that one-digit zip code trick, because 2- and 1-digit zip codes were used in the late 1940s for big cities. So think like New York and LA. And then they started using 5-digit zip codes in 1963. So I believe that that's kind of the date range for this magic catalog out of New York, since it had a 1-digit zip code on the cover. Now, this features a whole bunch of little things that you could buy to do magic, and I thought this was so fun. Hypnotic card box, and look at that little devil, so perfect for Halloween. Lightning bolt graphics are fun, and that was just a great little ad. Now, I didn't cut up the magazine. The magazine itself was already falling apart, or the catalog rather, so luckily this page was loose from it, so I was just able to add this into the ephemera bowl here. And then in the back, to top everything off, I have the fun Collegeville Costumes mask box, and of course I love the little masquerade box, and of course the colors for Halloween is just so perfect. So this really, guys, is my ephemera bowl, and it was just a ball putting this together. I had so much fun playing with all these elements and discovering all of the cool ephemera that I had at home. I hope this inspires you guys to start an ephemera bowl of your own, and just to not discount old magazine ads. They can be really fun and a great addition to any collection. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my ephemera bowl. It was so much fun putting this together, and a big thank you to everyone that's involved in my first open YouTube collaboration, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Now of course, in true collaboration fashion, there's a playlist link down below, so please go check out everybody else's videos. There are lots of fabulous creators in our community that have done a lot of fun things with their own Halloween ephemera bowls, and we can all get some really pretty cool ideas from all the videos. So make sure you go watch their videos, give it a big thumbs up, and leave a kind comment down below. And of course, before my next video, I'll be seeing you over on Instagram at vintage_and_vinyl. And I hope, as always, folks, that you will stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye now.